How much you know about the weapon that he talked about at Venezuela? Rob, you have that clip of when the president was talking about, the weapons they use. I can't talk about it, but he gave a little bit of insight. Go ahead, Rob.
You talked about the weapon, the discombobulator.
Yeah,
What is that?
discombobulator. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
But what does it do?
Let me just tell you, you know what it does? None of their equipment works. That's what it does. Everything was.
How does it?
It was my name. I'm very proud of the name. Everything was discombobulated. It was, practically a shot wasn't. They were ready.
Right.
And when we came, they couldn't do anything.
You saw this on the video. You could tell.
Tom, it discombobulated everything.
Nothing worked, even including humans.
Well, let's put it this way.
Out.
We lost no equipment in a very strong, and they're good fighters, great fighters. In a very bad environment, it was a military base, the biggest in South America. Because the house was in a base in in a very, very tough environment, we lost no men, and we lost.
Pause it right there, Rob. What do you know? What do we know about this weapon?
There are all sorts of classes. Remember, we always hear about the Havana syndrome.
Yep.
And they say it's not true, but they caught the Russians at our embassies in Germany and stuff, shooting them with radiation, back in the 60s. So this stuff goes on forever. Then they deny it exists. But there are all sorts of microwave gun weapons. There's also all sorts of systems that are special frequencies of sound that are either ultra high or ultra low. Generally, this would be ultra low. But generally, those would be localized. When Trump talks about, and he has his science czar talk about, we've taken control of matter and time and space. They have a lot of theoretical physics systems where you, over a wide area, can create an effect that the Germans in World War II discovered that dealt with anti-gravity. The problem was when you turned on this effect, they have different names for it, it would make everybody completely nauseous. And if you kept turning up, it'll kill people. So that's why they were waiting with anti-grav. They need computers and robots because it doesn't affect silicon. Yeah, there's the Nazi bell, and it was the Glock, and all those effects. So that's what you're talking about. So it's a whole area of physics. They've also got different type of particle beams that you can just aim from space. People call it space lasers, make a joke out of it. It's not a joke. A laser itself is just light. But if you have a particle beam with a particle accelerator or a cyclotron on it, be a small one or a large one, you take a bunch of heavy ions, heavy particles like uranium or plutonium that themselves aren't going to explode in a chain reaction, but have such weight to them, they're going to explode just with a kinetic force and cause little mini chain reactions when they hit things. So you just, and then the beam fires, and it gets all the ions, and then and so we've all seen that in science fiction movies, but that's how it works. And so now they've got stuff where they can fire similar things to that, but it has a resonance and like a vibration, and they can add that to these interdimensional fields they've got and fire that through it, and then just dissolve things. So the Air Force wanted to threaten the Russians and Chinese about 16, 17 years ago. So they had a press conference and said it was an accident. Remember how Putin showed the submarine with the missiles that create the tidal waves and all that on accident, and they let you see it?
Yep.
And the Air Force said, look, we have antimatter weapons, but we can't test them, but we theoretically know that we can already blow the whole planet up. So if you think what we had in the 40s was powerful, imagine what we got now.
Got it. Guys, you've been asking this for a long time. It's official. Alex Jones is on Connect. You can officially ask him any questions on Connect. And I know for the longest time you guys have been saying, let's get Alex on. Rob, I don't know if the QR code is going to be on the bottom or not, or an ability to ask him questions. You guys may have stories of Epstein, angles, other questions, things you want to share with him. You can officially connect them.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.